If you aren't a Saiyan, by the Buu Saga in Z, you are already useless. In fact, probably before that, you were already useless. Today I'm going to be talking about how I think humans and Piccolo could have been used better in Dragon Ball Z. So, let's get into it. Alright, so what is going on, guys? It's your boy T-Dub, aka Mr. Buttersmooth, back on the mic once again. And today we're going to be talking about how the characters in Dragon Ball could have actually been used better. Now, I know earlier I said been used better in Z, and that's mostly because everyone was pretty much useful in Dragon Ball up until about the 23rd tournament, in which everyone became useless if you weren't Goku, Piccolo, or Tien. And yeah, that kind of sucks. And then in Z, after the Saiyan Saga, everybody became useless unless you were a Saiyan or Piccolo. And then by the Cell Saga, if you weren't a Saiyan, you were totally useless unless you were Piccolo. And then by the Buu Saga, you was all Saiyans. You know. Anyways, though, today I talk about how Toriyama could have, made these characters a little more useful, kept them relevant, and I feel like if he would have done that today with the whole God thing, I feel like this is the point in the series where finally the Saiyans should have had a breaking point from the rest of the characters, but keeping them, relevant until the Buu Saga would have gave them relevancy now, and they could have actually done some things, and the tournament would have been a little more interesting. And anyways, though, let's get right on into this, guys. So in my opinion, I feel like everyone became useless at the Namek Saga, but I really feel like everybody became useless once Super Saiyan was introduced. Even Piccolo, even though Piccolo in the in the Namek arc he kept up a little bit and then he fused with Kami, but even still, I feel like once you introduce Super Saiyan, there had to be a level above Super Saiyan. If there's a level above Super Saiyan, of course there are going to be infinite more levels above Super Saiyan. So how far can you go? I feel like once you introduce Super Saiyans, it completely throws everything out the window. But I feel like everybody else should have actually got a transformation as well. I know Piccolo had the whole fusing with other Nameks thing, but that's not really what I would consider a transformation, more of just a power up for situation. It's really a situational thing. And a lot of people say, oh, well, Earthlings don't transform. Well, Piccolo, that's all he can do is get bigger. But see, this is science fiction. You can literally do whatever you want with these characters. Now, I'm not saying they have to have some kind of, major, transformation like Super Saiyan, where they have to change almost everything about them, their personalities, the way they look. You don't really have to do that. You can just, I wouldn't really like a aura change, but I just feel like there had to be some kind of way to increase their power. Like, you could have gave Earthlings kind of like Master Roshi's buff form, where he unlocks all of his power in his body, but instead of that, it could have been a little more like the unlock potential thing, where it's like humans learn a way in which they can tap into all the power in their body at once, kind of like Mystic, kind of like unlock potential, where you tap into all the power that you can possibly hold at that moment right then. And I feel like you could have found some way to give everyone Kaioken and actually, try to fuse these two techniques. And so you would get not only the power up of a Kaioken, but you could also fuse that with your already existing power and learn to control Kaioken and learn to, actually make it boost your power without destroying your body. I feel like that would have been one great way to give humans an actual transformation. Have it so that they actually learn how to control their ki just as well as Saiyans, so they can take a transformation that destroys your body and learn how to actually mix it with something that's unique to their bodies and make it something that can actually be used used to keep on increasing their power and keep up with Goku. In Piccolo's case, Nameks are an alien race. You can literally do whatever you want with them. You can make them go giant. You can make them have some kind of transformation. It doesn't matter. Super Namekian, it doesn't matter. I really don't have the ideas for transformation, but I just feel like, Toriyama could have given Piccolo something to keep him relevant in the story, or even without the transformation side of things, have it so that the humans and Piccolo are the ones coming up with all these innovative techniques that can be used, as a team. That's one thing that Dragon Ball lacks. It's actual team battles, and not just everyone ganging up on one person, which would be something that I'm going to go into in a second, but just team battles in general, where everybody has their own unique skill that they can actually use to help the group out in defeating an enemy, because it always doesn't have to be about strength. Sometimes it just purely needs to be about strategy. And a lot of people say, oh, once you introduce that Goku is an alien, that completely makes everybody else irrelevant. Not necessarily. Dragon Ball is all about pushing past your limits and going past the limits that any other human being wouldn't be able to take. So like I said, with the whole Kaioken thing, you can have humans surpass their limits and learn to control other techniques better than their original users did. Look at the Kamehameha. Humans have been known to do that, and Goku, but they've been known to do that. They've been known to take techniques and make them even better than what they originally were. And I feel like the humans could have done something similar with Kaioken, or they could have introduced their own, kind of transformation thing. It doesn't matter. Like, the whole the whole power pole thing, and how smart Bulma is. Like, the humans in the Dragon Ball realm are not like the humans in our world. They are otherworldly beings compared to us. They can do whatever they want because this is a science fiction series, and Toriyama could have wrote them any other way, but for some reason he just decided to cast them to the side, and I feel like that's kind of disappointing. I feel like Super Saiyan should have capped out at Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 2 should have never learned to be controlled, just like Super Saiyan 3. And they should have relied on like the Super Vegeta forms and stuff like that, the buffer forms, like, because Vegeta's Super Vegeta form doesn't really slow down his speed. It actually seems like it increases it, but it just doesn't increase his power as much as it possibly could. And that's something I feel like they could have used a lot more than they did Super Saiyan 2 if they would have kept Super Saiyan 3 out of the mix. Fusion isn't a bad idea. Why didn't the Earthlings learn to, actually fuse? And, we could have seen like the Tiantia fusion. We could have seen something with Krillin. We could have seen really anything if Toriyama would have actually wrote it that way. And I don't know, I just feel like humans should have had a more prominent role than they actually did, and Piccolo as well. I feel like all these characters, really, Toriyama could have found some way to keep up with the Super Saiyans, limiting the Super Saiyan transformation to Super Saiyan 2 until you got to Super Saiyan God. I feel like Toriyama really could have wrote these characters a lot better, and it would have made Dragon Ball as a series a lot better if everyone wasn't so fucking useless. Like, if everybody could keep up, it'd actually make it a lot better. That's why I think I enjoy Dragon Ball a lot more than I do Z. But anyways though, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. How do you think humans and Piccolo could have been used better? Let me know in the comment section down below. This has been your boy T-Dub, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.